Hi everyone, it's Sheena and we're back for part 2. So I saw a alert pop up on my phone that I was about to lose the video because of storage. So when I tried to remove the alert, my phone shut off. So we are back for part 2 and this is Scarlett. I'm just trying to find where her string comes out. This is a little leather journal, and it's pretty tiny. It's just got like a black sewn in signature with black string that wraps around it. It's 3 by 3, like a 3 by 3 square, and like I said, it's leather. This one is not the littlest one I have, but it definitely is tiny. So this is one originally I started doing like 2 like double-sided, and then I switched over time to just a single spread. So yeah, there's not, this is kind of just using like little pieces, little scraps. Not sure what I was doing here because this looks like a double spread and that matches, but then I had extended it and none of that really has any theme other than maybe blue and red. But yeah, this one's just a little eclectic, tiny one. And this, I think, was probably Valentine's Day 2022. I remember doing that. This is where I switched to just a single, and that's where I stopped. So again, this one will be in the series, and it will be with Adeline and Grace. So that's Scarlett, and I guess she's just a little tiny leather one. I did have a thought since my last video. I'm not sure why this is moving like that. Since my last video, for the 2 index booklets, calling them Mick and Mac. So M-I-C and M-A-C. Girls, of course. So then the next 3 I have, so remember I said that Scarlett wasn't the littlest. This is Minnie, like Minnie Mouse, but Minnie. She's very tiny too. About 2 3/4 by 2. And this is another little leather one. So I'll set that off to the side so I show you all 3 and then I'll go through individually. This is Zerah. Let me zoom out just a little bit so you can see her. Yeah, I'm not sure if there's a glare from this side light here. We'll just turn it off that way a little bit. So she recently got a facelift because what I had on the front was like a doily and something else, and it kept like crinkling and peeling, and I had all I could take of it. So this is her new, and I just did this the other night, her new cover. This is one of the ones that I started before I knew what junk journaling was. So in 2020, I started in here. This I did after, like I added this afterwards, but because I do it, try and do intro pages. But how I initially started was just like kind of like a journal. Wrote down things. I'm flipping through these first ones pretty quick because it wasn't really like, there, the page is falling out. It wasn't really like junk journaling like I do now, but I guess it was my initial idea. This was like a hike I went on with my sister, and I had some flowers pulled and stuff like that. So then this starts when I actually started junk journaling. So let me, yeah, there we go. Now I'm going through this one and I didn't show you the other one, so hold tight. Zerah's a little impatient. So this is the most recent one I created. This is Billie. So the theme of this one is this like block or grid collage. And I have to say, I've only done the cover. I just did this week. I have seen a lot of people do these grid type journal spreads, and I thought, well, that seems very what's the word, aesthetically pleasing. So I decided I was gonna do one, and I will have to say, or I do have to say, this was probably the most difficult in all my journals to create this cover, because the spacing, I know I don't even have the spacing right necessarily, but I don't think that the spacing has to be as exact as much as you allow for space and make it in a grid. So yeah, this is my most recent edition, and it's Billie. So I will go back to Minnie and then come back to these two. No, did I show you the inside of her? No, I didn't. I'm so confused because that other video stopped. All right, I'll zoom in for this. All right, and again, yep, it's a leather cover with a leather strap. This one is just super tiny little spreads. This is definitely difficult to get such a small image on, and I think those are the only two I've done in here so far. Yeah, so this will be in this series with Zerah and Billie. It just ties on the back. Like I said, it's just a tiny little thing. All right, now back to Zerah. Sorry, I'm moving this a little bit because for some reason when I let go, it drops. And that's super frustrating. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, so coming back into here. These were, like I said, Lady was my first handmade junk journal, and I did a lot of fur pages. That was my first full creation. But I did start doing collage spreads in this one first. So I'll just do a quick flip through. Very bright, I would say, more vibrant. I have dueling lights here, and this one is over here is a soft white, and this one's like not. And I recently just brought this lamp home from work whenever I did the craft room merger, so I need to get new light bulbs. So that's the variation in the lighting right there. Soft white versus like the LED, and I definitely need to switch that. But I have not been anywhere other than down the street to get some dinner since my stomach was growling in the last video. All right, so just continue to flip through this one. Some of these are dual spreads and some of them are just single pages. Just kind of started with the materials I had, and then as I got more things, I added more, obviously, to my spreads. I'm pretty sure everyone in here, once I started actually junk journaling, has a girl sticker, except for this one. This one just has that little image there. This is one of my favorites. It's just very yellow and sunshiny and happy. This one doesn't have a girl either, but just that little angel. Did I skip one? Nope. There's another one. And these would have been 2022. I actually started journaling in like October, November of 2021. Yep. Well, I guess all those up to that point were 2021. This is 2022's cover spread. And you'll see in a lot of these that I stopped around 20, not doing as frequently. I was doing almost all of them every day until I started like making different crafts and started my Etsy shop. My Etsy shop was probably initiated last spring of 2022, but I really didn't get recognized until August. So I had been making things and hadn't been collaging in these journals as much, to me now coming back to wanting to have that balance of doing my own collage art as well as creating things for my Etsy shop. And then this is the cover page for 2023, and then this is where we'll pick up whenever I start doing like collage with me or craft with me sessions. So that's again Zerah. And then I think I said this, but Billie doesn't have anything on the inside yet because I just created this cover the other day, and then this will go in the theme of, or in the series of these three. So I think that's it. There may be some random pop-ups whenever I do the craft with me or collage with me. I have this like tatty art journal that I made, and it's just like a bunch of pieces sewn together. The inside is a mix. I had actually went to like a crafting retreat with some friends, and it was hosted by a friend of mine, and I made this at her house. And it's just like a real eclectic mix of old vintage pages. So this, I think there's one spread in here I did when I was actually there. Yep, this one. But this is kind of more, a lot of different mediums, gesso and stenciling and different things like that. So this one may come out. These ones that I'm showing you now are more that like take a little bit of time whenever I'm doing the spreads. So the other ones, I know I've been doing them for so long that I can create them in enough time, but some of these that require more mediums and stuff like that will just maybe show up on a video of all of their own. So that's that one. Doesn't have a name. This is a mystery one. I have shown images of this on my Instagram, which is, I always say this wrong, 4, the number 4 dot, the same as the YouTube and the same as the Etsy, except for there's no co at the end and there's a dot between everything. So 4 dot, the dot, love dot, of dot, paper. So I have a bunch of different images. So with this one, this mystery one, this one is specific to the mystery chest. And in this little chest, let me see if I can zoom out some. In this little chest, my sister has wrote a ton of little words, prompts for me to pick from. And then I create from whatever that is. So This one is pretty generic like that. Can you guess what that is? 80s. This was Tree. I don't know why I went so country on that. This one, actually, this little butterfly flips up, and this one is, let me scoot it down a little bit. It was a pop of color, so my pop of color was the red. Okay, and then the next one is, I think this flips up too. And this one was mushroom. So this was the mushroom spread. I used one of those postcards that are supposed to only be in Adeline in this one. What do you know? Maybe because the mushrooms. Not sure. And then this one is plants. So just different plants. The next one doesn't have a label on it, but it was black and white. I don't know why I didn't put the piece on here, except for the fact that maybe it was self-explanatory. But yeah, I didn't put the little label on this one. And then that's it for mystery. And like I said, this one is not one that I like it's supposed to be a mystery till I pull it out. So I can't necessarily, like that's going to take some time because I have to pull out the items and everything all at once. So this one will be a standalone. And this is one that I'm recently starting. I don't usually do anything so bright. And this is art by Marlene. And it's going to also have a mixture of, oh goodness, am I going to remember? Dilutions in it. Like Dilutions by Dye. So this is one I just made the cover the other night. And I'm going to challenge myself to make some very bright spreads. And honestly, I love the quirkiness of a lot of these ladies in her clip art and die cuts and stuff like that. So this one's going to be fun. So again, because there's probably going to be a lot of different medias, this one will stand alone. And then I showed this in my merge tour of my craft room, but I have recently come to know of the art by Higuchi Yuko, and I love the whimsy, love the quirkiness. It's all in a different quirkiness than art by Marlene, and it's just gonna be fun to work with. So I just did this cover the other night, and this will be a standalone because I love, like, minus these two big because it's a cover. I like all the different textures and stuff like that of this one, and this one will be a standalone as well. So I think that introduces you to all of them. I do have a teeny one inside of this box, but it's not going to be in any of the not cute. I don't even know how big it is. 2 inches by 1 1/4. So this is obviously the littlest one I have, and I'm trying to see where it's connected at? Oh, maybe it just wraps around. Gotcha. Yeah, that cord just wraps around. And I don't think I've used this one yet because it's intimidating. That's how small the images are. So that in itself, minus the cover, is 1.5 by 1. Yes, and this is a leather cover too. I see one. I'm fibbing. I must have done one. You know what? I know what I did. These little signatures slide out, so I slid the signature out and did the open part of that signature. Let me see if I can show you. I don't have any fingernails. I lost them whenever I did the craft room merger by moving furniture. Yeah, so this signature slides out, and then I just had done the middle one. That's why it wasn't the front one. So then I guess like the next one would be like that. So it's a little bit easier to manage whenever it's outside of the cord and outside of the cover. Now that I see it, I do remember doing that. But I didn't get very far, obviously, because it's so tiny. And it just stays in this little chest. So maybe at times this one will come out. And this one does not have a name either. The ones that I use so often, I created names right away. But some of these that I don't use as frequently don't have names to them yet. All right, well, that's part 2 of the journal introductions, and my plan is to, like, hopefully once a week. I do have a full-time job, so whenever I'm making stuff for my Etsy shop or just crafting on my own, it's all outside of my work time, obviously, so it's in my spare time. So my hope is to do a video each week with a set of the 3 and do like you can collage while you're watching my video or craft while you're watching my video. But my intent is to do one of those a week. And then on that 4th week of the month, I'll throw in just one of the other standalone journals. And my normal weekly that comes up as Marguerite Miller. And then I add some other things in there here and there. So I hope you like the intro to all my journals, and I look forward to crafting with you. Have a good night. Bye.